Hello there, friends and RC family. My name is Alec from High Noon Hobbies, and if you are new to this channel, I very much appreciate you checking it out. I hope that you will stick around for at least this video, see if this content seems worth your while, and consider subscribing so that then I can say to you, if you aren't new here, welcome back to yet another Friday upload, this time out at the beautiful Stansbury Island. I actually had never been out here before. This was a bit of a surprise location for me in terms of what was in store. But this was an absolutely gorgeous setup, and well, I was really happy with ending up out here. I think we'll definitely try to do some more comps in this area soon. Taking a look at a couple of new builds here by Utah County Crawler, or Zac. Very talented builder and an even more talented driver. Here we've got the Rock Pirates Interceptor chassis with beautiful metal axles all around, awesome details, and then of course here we've got his brand new RC Speedy rig, a gorgeous look at a Class 3 rig, or a gorgeous version of a Class 3 rig, really going with the full scale buggy look. I super like that RC Speedy chassis. So that's actually one of the two that we're going to be taking a look at today, but first we have to bring it back to someone that we're pretty familiar with here on the channel. And I got to clean off the camera there because we got a little smudginess on there, probably some bacon grease from whatever deliciousness Mike was cooking up there, Mike from Sons of Crawl. But yeah, we're going to be taking a look at this course. This is course number 1 of Class 3 out at this Stansbury Cash Comp, and I want to set a baseline here with a rig that we are all familiar with, or as long as you are a subscriber to the channel, you are probably most likely familiar with this G-Speed G-Shot here. But we've got Luke running this course through in the G-Speed G-Shot, and we're going to compare this truck here against Utah County Crawlers, or Zac's new RC Speedy rig. I was really curious to see if that tube chassis could keep up with this obviously very successful version of a comp chassis here, the G-Shot. So this is a disgusting gate here, and Luke, I don't even know what to say here. Luke gets so lucky. I mean, obviously there was a little skill involved in that, for sure. Can't knock it. He had to think his way through that and figure out what was going to work for him. But just using that reverse while he was on his completely turtled on his head, that really shows just how resilient this G-Speed G-Shot is, especially with the Power Wagon body on it when it comes to uprighting itself and when it comes to that center of gravity. I mean, if you can upright yourself from a total turtle position like that, completely 100% on your roof, I would say that is a huge testament to your center of gravity on your rig, being able to flip it back over like that. So a little bit of luck, yes, but definitely still a testament to the capabilities of this G-Speed G-Shot and the skills of the driver behind the wheel here, ScumbagRC. That was a super disgusting, very pinchy V-notch to get through there, and it doesn't set you up well for this next gate. Luckily, with four-wheel steer, we're not going to have too much of a problem. We can push that rear axle around as we come into the next V-notch here, and then this V-notch also sets you up for the next gate, as we'll see here in just a moment. You're going to descend down this V-notch. You want to make sure you stay really nice and aligned through here. A nasty little descent, and then you've got to work your way back up and into another crack here for the next gate. I saw a few competitors go all the way down to the bottom, and I think I actually myself, because I was running a non-four-wheel steer in Class 3, I myself actually made a left-hand turn coming out of that last gate and went all the way down to the bottom, made a big loop, and came all the way back up. But as you can see there, with four-wheel steer, Luke was able to cut off a significant amount of time and just make a very sharp turn, obviously counter-steering with the front and the rear. Now, this gate is absolutely a just disgusting side hill. You've got to get your passenger side really high up on here to avoid the gate, which I'm doing a terrible job of showing you on the driver's side. As you can see, the passenger gate isn't really much of a concern. It's more about the drop off here coming out of this notch and off of this drop-off and trying to make sure that you avoid that gate on the driver's side there. A great job on ScumbagRC's part getting that taken care of. Now we're going to head into another technical set of gates, but first we're going to have kind of a little bit of a gimme, although this, while it may look like a gimme, still got plenty of drivers because it was a little deceiving. So what Luke is doing right now is what I saw a lot of drivers try to do. They tried to approach this gate by hitting the face of this wall and just climbing it, and I can tell you that that wall, if it's too steep for a G-Speed G-Shot, it's probably too steep for just about everything. So we are being demonstrated there a perfect example of what it looked like when most individuals tried to hit the face of that wall. Luckily, with four-wheel steer, Luke is able to bail out without using a reverse, and now he's on the correct line. You've got to work your way up the side of that face there through this crack where you've got a bit more grip, a little bit more to grab onto, and then you've got to push that rear axle up the hill as you continue over towards the gates themselves, and Luke makes that look like a piece of cake once he actually finds the line itself. Excuse me. Now we're headed into yet another very interesting gate, a disgusting V-notch with some really grabby rocks on this this ascent face here. As you can see, Luke is already getting grabbed on his skid plate, and he's really doing everything he can, wiggling and such, to try to get over to the driver's side to avoid all of that craggly nastiness in the center there. And you can see this is a difficult task because of, well, this is a difficult task for most drivers, but especially for Luke in his G-Speed G-Shot, just because of how low he runs his suspension. He's got that in a bit of a belly dragger mode, meaning that he gets caught up on stuff like that, and that did end up catching off quite a few people, catching him off guard. I'm pretty proud I actually set this bonus myself for this course, and it was a bit of a doozy for a lot of guys, and it really wasn't the bonus itself that was particularly difficult. It was the getting out of the bonus. The other side, where Dustin in the D's Band shirt over there, just behind Luke, where he's standing, is just a nasty series of ledges that there's absolutely no way a truck is going to make it down without flipping. So most competitors had to figure out some way to get back around and avoid those ledges. Here, Luke using his four-wheel steer and really big brain moving it there, trying to enter the bonus gate from the far right-hand side and then steer in and counter-steer early to make as tight a corner as he possibly could around that bonus gate. Very well done. That was the ticket there. That's what I probably would have done as well. So now we are on the final gate here, gate number 10, looking great with an awesome score of -6. We are going to pull a winch here in just a moment, right now, and this is very common. I didn't see a single individual make it up this last gate without a winch, so unfortunately is what it is, but I think it's to be expected, and still coming out with a negative score from your first course of the day, I think is a very impressive feat, so well done, Luke, there. We're going to finish this up in just a moment with a -3, coming out, I believe, there we go, with a 726.51 and a -3 score. Awesome job. Now let's just jump right into the next course here, which is going to be Utah County Crawler, or Zac from Utah County Crawler, running his RC Speedy through the same course. All right, here we go, and a very, very good-looking rig, if I do say so myself. I mean, I love the look of the G-Shot, and I mean, obviously Luke's G-Shot is a perfect example of a very well-done G-Shot. The paint job, the color scheme, the sliders, everything about it, very well done. The matching rims, obviously he's put some thought into it, but Zac always has something to show off every time I see him at one of these comps, and he did not disappoint this time. This RC Speedy rig is super, super sweet. I love it. I love the paint scheme on it. I love the raw metal material, and I think it just looks great with those axles underneath it. A great job, Zac. I really think you did awesome on this particular build. But here we are at the point where Luke had to make his first winch, and we saw Zac start to make some progress just like this. He gets the rear off of the ground, but as soon as he starts working it, It kind of slips back down, and then he gets light in that front driver's side. So he's going to take a winch as well. We're going to even out the score so far with a +3 for both drivers. Now we're headed through this little crack, and that gate is just a difficult ascent. It's not that there's anything particularly technical about it, and it's followed by a, well, I don't know if this is technical either, but a very, very difficult descent. We're going to see Zac's approach to it, a little bit different than Luke's approach. Luke took the slow rolling approach, and he obviously got lucky with the flip over there. Zac got a little bit less lucky, and he ended up nailing that cone. He gave it a good amount of wheel speed, but unfortunately, as he was coming down, the nose just came down so fast. We're going to work our way into this very technical V-notch, which puts you in a bad spot. Zac making easy work of it, using that rear steer to his advantage to push against that far wall. You got to get over to the driver's side to avoid that cone on the passenger side, although the chassis on this, or the tube chassis on this RC Speedy, definitely helping with the clearance around that. I think even the G-Shot had a little bit less clearance as he was coming around that corner. Now we got to work our passenger tire high and our rear axle high to avoid that driver side gate, and then come around, make the tight turn here. Both drivers having four-wheel steer. There's no difference there. Unfortunately, we're looking at a +13 so far for Zac. The only difference being that one lucky gate that Luke got that Zac got a little less lucky on. Seeing this gate from a different angle, you can see you have to work your way into that kind of pocket, but you don't want to get grabbed by the pocket. So as soon as you work your way into the pocket, you have to work your way out of the pocket to make your way up this face and be at the right angle to get through this particular gate. And as we saw in the last one, really the concerning cone here is that cone to the driver's side. As you can see, the judge calling that one as a no gate. Unfortunately, Zac's still having to take a rollover. Judge calling that as a no gate. He didn't see the cone actually move. While Zac did flip over it, he's basically getting another opportunity here to work his way through the gate and see if he can make it without accumulating those 10 points. Getting back up here, you can see this is not an ideal spot, and this is what I saw a lot of drivers do initially, working their way down and then back up the way that Zac is now. That bush was definitely a nasty one for plenty of drivers out on this course. Got a lot of people by surprise, and Zac made it look like a piece of cake, kind of using the bush to his advantage, but not getting sucked into it, not wrapping it around his axle. Very well done on that front. Now he's got to work his way into and out of this pocket once again, stem this crack, and make sure that he clears on that driver's side. Unfortunately, just barely taps that gate as he's coming through. You could see that he was trying to favor the driver's side just a little bit more that time in an effort to not flip, but unfortunately went just a little bit too far and ended up hitting that gate. Now, a very, very good recovery in between gates there. And now we're headed into this this one that caught Luke got Luke by surprise for just a second, but then Luke was able to bail out and take this correct line. Zac, having watched Luke run already, is able to get through immediately. Coming around this corner here into the next interesting little overhang spot, we've got the nasty Craggle, which is not really seeming to be too much of a problem for the RC Speedy here. Just making his way through, making it look easy. He didn't have to take that far driver's side line like Luke did. He actually took that center line, lining himself up for the gate more easily. Now into the high noon bonus here, you can see same approach happening. He's taking the gate very wide to that passenger side, initiating the turn super, super early. And I noticed that both drivers actually crab walked over just a little bit to get themselves lined back up for that descent. But great job on Zac's part there. Unfortunately, we're still looking at a +18 just because of those few unlucky circumstances. The weighting on the second gate that he hit, I think his weighting was just a factor there. You know, the metal cage definitely giving him a little bit more of a top-heavy nature to this truck, so he's going to have to counteract that a little bit more. And we can see he's definitely got weight down low, but maybe not quite enough yet. Obviously, he's not able to get up this last ascent here. And he's going to try something a little bit tricky, working his way into that notch on the driver's side. Unfortunately, it actually throws him off the wall and into another turtle position where he has to take another rollover. So he finishes off here with a 23, and then he has to take a winch anyways, just like Luke did, to get back up this, because honestly, I didn't see a single driver be able to get up this face without a winch. But the first gate that he hit seemed like it was just a matter of luck. The second gate that he hit, maybe it was a matter of waiting. Either way, both of these trucks, very competitive scores on this course. Both drivers put in work and did a great job. A 6:44.51 with a plus 26. Obviously, a pretty decent time gap there. I mean, if Zac would have maybe utilized that last 40 seconds or almost 50 seconds there, he could have potentially made something happen. Either way, a great job from both drivers. Let me know what you guys thought in the comment section down below, and other than that, that's all I've got for you folks this time. Until the next time, I hope you enjoy some crawling and just get out there this weekend. So, all right now, bye-bye.